others celebrate the wins,
Yes.
we celebrate the mud.
each episode has a special guest.
Tony-nominated actress, Broadway's Lily Cooper.
Tashir Zameda.
David A. Gregory.
Getting messy with muddy topics.
We are going to be talking about grief journey.
With hilarious moments
Now get over here.
And deep conversations.
I'm ashamed to even admit this, but this is what happened.
This is Into the Mud.
Welcome to another episode of Into the Mud podcast. I'm Alex Kumin with Drew King, and our guest today is Marcus Monroe. You know him from his viral Subway videos, but also he is a stand-up comedian touring the country. We have him talking about social media and politics.
Beautiful job, Marcus.
How's that?
Amazing. Incredible.
Thank you for being here, Marcus.
I'm Drew King.
Well, are you keeping that?
Absolutely, we're keeping that. Absolutely, we're keeping that.
I am Marcus Monroe.
Yeah, there we go.
This actually checks out for an Andy Kaufman Award winner.
Sure. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I really peaked in 2012. I swear I did.
No, you're crushing it, dude.
It seems like from what I see, you're crushing it.
You're crushing it.
It's
You've been
all-
on everything: HBO, MTV, ABC, Late Show,
MTV, rest in peace.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
MTV, RIP. I know.
MTV R.I.P.
God.
It's funny because like those TV credits don't mean anything anymore. Like,
Nothing,
none of them
them.
mean anything
Comedy
anymore.
Central, nothing.
Yeah.
People are like, what do you want me to say? I'm like, Comedy Central? It's like, what is that?
Well,
Oh, the
yeah.
place
How
where
did
they,
that happen? Well, like, why is it all obsolete now? Is it because
Because
of
of social-
the advent of social media?
Yeah, because the
Okay.
only thing that matters is how many TikTok followers you have.
True.
That's
True.
the only thing that matters.
Damn, it's
And I'm
so
close to a million, but I'm just
Yeah, daddy.
No, that's amazing. We have like
Yeah.
3 on the
I
podcast,
know,
so
it's,
you're
It's
doing
hard.
great.
It is hard.
so hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Well, speaking of platforms,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking today about using your platform responsibly.
Yes.
Or the ever-present question of like, should I be political or not?
Right.
Yeah.
So let me give you a little backstory.
Done.
about
Please
me.
do.
Yes.
So I grew up in Milwaukee in a very liberal household for the most part.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not going to speak for my brothers, but you know, I was like, they're I think they're pretty good. But you know, liberal family growing
Yeah.
up. All my friends pretty liberal. Moved to New York, liberal city. You know, I've been here over 20 years. I've been
Me
living in the
too.
city. When did you move here?
2005.
Oh, I moved here in 2004, baby.
Wow.
Where did you
You're
go to
like-
school here?
I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to Fordham University.
Oh, very good.
Where'd you go?
Marymount?
I swear to God, I was this close to going to Marymount, and had I, we would have known each other.
Probably.
Oh my God,
I
do you
did
know-
theater in college.
Do you know Greg Lynch
Oh my gosh, yes.
and Annalee Ashford?
Anna Lee was there when I went to Marymount,
Uh-huh.
and then she became. And I was on the train with her like 7 months ago.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
sitting next to my wife. She's like right across from me with her kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should say like, hey, because we know. I mean, I don't know if she'd remember me. It was 2005. Was a
You
long
never
time
know.
ago.
Yeah.
A lot of life has gone by. But I would just be like, hey, we went to Marymount. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be kind of fun to say.
Yeah, but that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's
right
wild.
across the city, because I was at Fordham, you're at Marymount.
Yeah.
Literally just walk down 60th and you'll
Yeah.
hit both campuses.
Yeah, it's pretty
Amazing.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did that, and very liberal, right?
Yeah.
It's a liberal arts school. It's in the
Mhm.
name.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to now, I've got a good amount of social media presence, right?
Huge.
Cute. Yeah. Like, you know,
Large.
it's
Large.
it could be, right. Sure. No one's ever satisfied with their following,
No.
you know?
No.
But, and then, you know, a lot of the world's going, like, burning down.
Yeah.
So, like, I've never been one to be like, I speak my mind, you know, like BLM, I was very vocal about it,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't, you know, mind doing anything. But now there's like every day there's something to write about, and I just don't know if am I doing a disservice by not like publicly stating my beliefs on everything that comes out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like go to my story and post like a lot of political stuff. You know, I'll repost stuff, I'll comment and stuff, but I'm trying to like, I think people come to my page because they want to like an escape from all that.
Uh-huh.
But is that like also a cop out of saying that?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm also not a political comedian. I don't talk about politics on stage. I don't watch the news. I'm not saying like I'm Jelly Roll, you know, who's like, I don't know, I'm just a dumb redneck. I wouldn't
And then
say
it goes on stage to talk
Right.
about how Jesus is for everyone.
Right,
It's like-
exactly.
Yeah.
I did go to Catholic school for 10 years.
There we
Ooh,
go.
it was
And
very
you dressed up
hands-on.
as Jesus.
I did, but also the devil, so it evens out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're even. We're
Yeah.
even.
So like where do you guys where do you guys think I'm an asshole? Like where do you guys
I
stand?
do think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, you're a dick.
No.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you on here.
Oh God.
It's an intervention. No, I think it's a really good question. I think particularly because your comedy it's not like overtly political. Your comedy is more like how would you explain it? Experimental is not the word. It's like
my stand-up on stage.
yeah.
Oh, it's like it's. I talk about my life and stories about my life. It's,
Yeah.
there's storytelling elements.
But you also
Weird-
come from like you're a juggler.
Sure.
You're like Andy Kaufman Award.
Yeah.
Like you come
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
clowning world
Yes, I
too.
do.
And
Yeah,
so
I do.
So I think there's an element there, but I think it's a good question to be bringing up now because I think before the like, well, I'm not political, so I'm not going to take a stance was easier to kind of skate by with. But now, like I remember seeing something like Sydney Sweeney was like, I didn't get into the arts to get political. And it's like, okay, but like you went to Jeff Bezos's wedding
Right,
and you're getting
yes.
backed by you're pretty clearly
You're
like
taking
right
a pretty
wing.
clear political stance.
Trump
Yeah.
loves you.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you didn't push back on that. Just jelly roll. I'm not political because I don't feel informed. It's like get informed.
Yeah.
You get it, and it's also
Exactly.
I saw something recently that was like it's no longer about being political. It's about your morals. This is like a
Yeah.
moral thing at this point. It's like I don't think it's political to be like I'm against pedophilia.
Yeah.
I don't think it's political to be like I don't think that U.S. citizens should be shot in the street
Right.
as we round up illegals.
But
Illegal immigrants.
what
yeah.
you're saying should not be political,
That,
but it is.
but it is
It was just mind-boggling.
right.
Mhm.
And I have, when I go on Threads all the time, and I post things on Threads like, fuck Trump, like I'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Threads, I'm just like, because I feel like Threads is like, it's
Just
more
Wild
like,
Wild
so,
West.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Stuff,
and it's
yeah.
more political, I think, than like
Yeah.
an Instagram is for me, or like
Right.
TikTok for me,
Right.
or Facebook. So like I don't know, because like when I go to my favorite TV show, they're not like starting off with, before we bring you this joke, we just want to let you know who we voted for.
Yeah.
Right.
Different platforms are more appropriate if you're not, to be like political on, if you're not like a blatantly political
Yeah.
comedian or performer.
Yeah.
I also think that Facebook is the Republican Party.
Oh, yeah.
Threads is the
It's like
Democratic Party.
everyone's like aunt and like crazy aunt.
Yeah. And I'm talking like Facebook, like my fan page, not like my personal page.
Right.
My personal page, I don't go on ever.
Mhm.
It's,
I don't either.
No,
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
Facebook dies.
And I know this is a complicated, it's a really nuanced topic.
It is.
Which is why I'm happy that we're talking about it. And I think that at the end of the day, the fact that you even brought up this topic already just kind of affirms for us that you're probably already in the right pool anyway.
I mean, I would
well,
hope
even
so.
getting on any platform to say fuck Trump is
Yeah.
like,
It's pretty fun.
it's like
Yeah.
that's like pretty clear. Like this is where I stand.
I think that you can still be a content creator. I think that being a content creator and a comedian and posting your content online is like you can still do that. And not every single joke has to be a punch or a jab at the administration or making sure that you're supporting trans rights and you're supporting BLM. It doesn't always have to be that way. I think the problem isn't more the people who create their craft and then only speak out minimally. The problem is the people who don't say anything at all and the people who choose apathy. That's the problem, which
Right.
is already clear to me that's not you.
I try not to be. And like I do the subway videos where I do dress
Yeah.
up as characters. I did a MAGA guy on the subway that just like was like hating on Trump basically.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at me, it looked like I was a Trump supporter, but the jokes were all anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Same thing was when I dressed up as ICE. And I did that like
Oh my God.
Was that terrifying? This is what do you get, because I watch them and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, how do you feel? Well, first of all, explain for folks who haven't seen them.
okay.
What are your subway videos?
So yeah, I'll go. I was just like looking for something to do on social media that could be like my thing, and then I went into the train dressed as me, and I did like stand up on the subway as me, and like said like old tweets or one-liners, and I just bombed terribly. I was like, I want to do this again, but as a character, so it's not me bombing, so like it's not Marcus bombing, it's
Big
a
Bird.
zombie or
Yeah,
Big Bird. But
yeah.
So I
That's
did
your
that,
next one.
and then it just became like my thing where I do it so much now. I just dress up as a character and I write like puns, dad jokes, say them on the train, and then cut to people's
I love
expressions
it.
watching me. And I did it as a MAGA supporter, like before the election, and then I also did it as ICE. But when I was doing it, it was when ICE was new.
Yeah.
They were just
Yeah.
or like I know they've been around, but it was like when ICE was first.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, they're in the news. I'll do ICE, and it was before they were killing people in the streets.
Yeah.
And
What were like,
that we
do you
know of.
remember any of the jokes that you did for that?
As ICE, oh god, an undocumented immigrant came up to me and I said papers, and he said scissors. And I said, all right, you can be on your way. something like that.
That's funny. I like that.
Had like a tactical vest on, I think you called that.
Yeah.
And it had a ice like thing on it. It said ice police, but it was velcroed on.
Okay.
So I'd go on the train and I'd take it off. Like when I take it on, I put it on, say my jokes, and I take it off as I like walk the next train. I say, hey, then I go on the next train, be like, hey, I'm nice ice. And then I'd put it on and I'd be like, okay, just gonna tell some jokes real quick. So I made sure like people knew I wasn't really ice. And I was a nice guy, but I would never do that again. I got a lot of texts from my family being like, are you an idiot? I was like,
are you
yeah.
safe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hired a bodyguard for that one.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't gonna go well, so I hired a
Holy.
Buster Rhymes old security guard to.
Was it really Buster
Yeah.
Rhymes' old security
It was,
guard?
Yeah.
How did? Okay.
Yeah. How did you get that
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. He's just a buddy of mine.
Oh my
And
God.
so I paid him to. He's an actor as well. He's like a big tall guy, and he's very intimidating looking, but he's a sweetheart.
Oh my
But,
God.
I said, hey man, I'm gonna dress up as ice on the subway. He's like, you need protection? I'm like, please.
Yes, please.
Oh
I
my
certainly
God.
do. Oh my
So I
God.
paid him to come down. He was a great guy. Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, as we're talking about like responsibility as a comedian, right? Because the thing that I hate the most is when like comedians who never take a political stand are like,
Yeah.
your only job is to be funny.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's
Sure.
Says every
it's
Fox News pundit.
10
Right,
times out of 10, it's a white male who gets to live in the privilege of not ever having to take a political stance on anything,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, that'll happen.
like when I think about when I get political, right? When I get fired up over Trump getting elected or, reproductive justice coming under fire, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, well, your job is to be funny. It's like, yeah, but I've had times when like I get on stage and the news has been so bad that day
Yeah.
where I will have a moment where I also just need to like touch base with the audience to read the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee that at least the women in the audience or anyone who cares or watches the news is also having a tough day. And there are some people who are going to the shows to get away from it, to not think about it and to laugh. And then there are also people in the audience who are like, I would like to laugh today, but I'm really having trouble with it.
Yeah.
And that the fact that nobody has addressed this is also bothering me.
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't think there's a single way to answer this question of like, what is your responsibility? I think it's just whatever you feel called to. Like the day that Trump got elected, I was like the fourth on the lineup on a show and like nobody talked about it. And I was the only woman on the lineup.
Yeah.
And I got up and I was like, is anyone else struggling today? And a lot of people cheered.
Yeah.
Most of the room cheered
Yeah.
because we're in New York. And I was like, let me just take a few to address this.
Mhm,
Let me just take a few to like, and you know what that did for me as the comedian in that moment was bring the room together and
Yeah, yeah.
acknowledge the elephant in the room. People need to have this understanding that they're not like going crazy right
Yeah.
now. So I don't think there's like a one right thing to do, except for right now, I think it's a morality question.
Yeah.
It really is a morality
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
And that you sent me a clip today of
Yeah, there's a musician, a country singer. I forget his name.
Ryan.
But he is very political, and I guess he's been very outspoken in his music and on his platform. But he's also a small artist who hasn't really grown that big yet. And so he kind of came on framing this conversation on Instagram saying like, hey, is there a part of me that regrets, speaking out, that regrets, kind of calling out Donald Trump and that administration and everything that's going on? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I'm a small country star. And he was like, but on the flip side, it's the right thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy that that's where my morals stand right now.
Yeah, yeah. I should say when I was bringing up like the ice and the mega character, that was my way of being like, "Fuck this."
Yeah,
that's clear.
But I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
I wasn't like I did this and this. There was a reason why I brought that up because
No,
that was
exactly.
me kind of being like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Like, what are we doing?"
But I think that's to what I was just saying of like, there's not what works for me isn't going to
Right.
work for you and
Right.
vice versa. Like, it's whatever your style is. But I think it's been interesting watching, particularly in the comedy sphere right now, watching some of these bigger podcasts that were sympathetic to Trump and who are
Yeah.
now like, oh, wait a minute.
Like Andrew Schultz,
We made
those
a
guys.
we
Joe
made a
Rogan.
mistake.
Like-
And it's like, yeah, we've all been screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah. Where were you?
Where were you?
8 years ago. when
Yeah.
this was happening it was not like the first time was great.
And yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what?
And there is a part of me that's like, I do want to give room for people who are like, I made a mistake and I wish I didn't vote for this person, or I wish I didn't platform this person. There's part of me that's like, okay, come on over, like join the good side.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another part of me that's like, yeah, but you helped create this. Bravo for you figuring it out now after people are dead. And at the very least, we're experiencing just the downfall of America. And at the most, people are dead and children are being raped and we don't give a shit. It's like there's a accountability factor that's like, why didn't you listen before?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah.
But I think that being said, yes, it's fucking dark and it's fucking heavy right now.
Yeah.
And therefore, we do need comedy. We do need
Yeah.
art. We do need music. We do need levity. We do need an escape from it all.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, I think the fine line is, yes, provide the room and the space for people to have that escape, but don't ignore what's going on. It's somebody like there's a lot of content creators. There's like a trend going on right now is people who are like, like they're online chefs or they're artists or whatever they are, some sort of a designer, and they're getting pushback from their audiences saying like, hey, like I come here to watch you make soup,
Right.
not talk about politics, like
Right.
stay in the kitchen, like that kind of content.
You know who
And-
the people who always comment that are? Right.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And most of their responses as content creators, though, they're like, you're absolutely right. I am a chef and my content is creating food and putting that out there. However, if we're all shot and killed by Trump's Gestapo,
Yeah.
this page won't be here anyway. So I
Yeah.
got to talk about it.
Like you're a Broadway actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you write your bio for the playbill, have you ever thought about being like FDT in there or something, or like expressing yourself? Like, do people do that? I don't think a lot of people do that. but-
There are some people, especially in the height. Black Lives Matter, there was a huge, as
Oh,
we
yeah.
know, like a
Yeah,
huge
I'm
social
sure.
justice reckoning, in particular within the Broadway theater community during the pandemic and then coming out of the pandemic, especially when it comes to diversifying casting choices. So yeah, there were a lot of people who were outspoken and a lot of people who would, throw things like that in their profile or put Black Lives Matter in their profile. There are a lot of people, but also that comes from the theater community. The theater community is already like inherently widely liberal and very outspoken about a lot of things. And so that kind of comes with the territory. Have I done it? I post constantly on my social media about political issues.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I do like, it's fair. We all have moments of like for instance, I like embarrassingly enough, I had a really hard time talking about Palestine on my social media because I have a lot of Jewish friends who I love, and I actually had never really taken time to get to know like where do you stand when it comes to the state of Israel? Where do you stand as a Zionist or an anti-Zionist? How do you feel about Palestine? And it was a similar circumstance where I was like, I'm not Palestinian and I'm not Jewish. I don't know if I'm going to say the right thing. I don't know how to dip my toe in here, but it forced me to educate myself a little bit. But I will say, like, I'm embarrassed that I didn't speak up for a really long time because I was afraid that somebody was going to, in particular, that like maybe a Jewish friend of mine was going to be like, I can't believe that you're defending Palestine after everything that happened, and so I'm like,
But you wanted to educate yourself before you spoke on it, which is
That's where a lot of people are too, where they're like, I don't know enough about
I don't
it
want to say the wrong
talk
thing.
about
I'm
it."
scared.
Yeah, but that's also such an easy way out.
It is a very easy way out.
And I'm not saying that's what you were doing, but I think it's crazy, especially when like you can be anti-Zionist but not be an anti-Semite. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Like
Right.
Those are
But
two separate
some
things.
people don't
but-
believe that.
that is true.
A lot of
Right.
people do not believe that.
That's true. That you can be mad at what Israel is doing and still have a lot of Jewish friends. Like we're in show business.
And love, oh my God, like
Yeah.
all of my friends are Jewish. My favorite people are Jewish.
I think it's also a conversation about so much of political stances being taken online now
Yeah.
Yeah.
and having that, which feels kind of like a candy shell where it's like, are you doing anything offline? Are you volunteering for a cause? Are you donating to a cause? Are you doing anything? Because I think that it's so easy to like post something and be like, well, I did my job today.
performative.
And it's
Yeah,
very performative.
Go to the marches, go to the protests. Like I was gonna say I love doing that, but I do enjoy being around like-minded people and protesting, you know, chanting stuff.
Yeah.
It does
Community
feel
power. It's
it
really
does
beautiful.
feel like even I don't know, I went to like the No Kings
Yeah.
protest was like the last big one I went to.
Yeah.
And I felt like that felt great. And I felt really happy that I was able to do it. And I made a sign. I was with friends. But I don't know if it did anything.
Well, I think
Yeah.
with protests, because I feel the same. I went to like the No Kings, and then I went to this anti-ICE one a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's a lot of folks that are like, well, what is that even doing? Like the No Kings was funny because I was just sitting in Times Square, not moving
Yeah, me
around
too.
thousands of
Yeah,
liberals. And I was
totally.
like, this feels very indicative of the current political situation. I'm just like, we're just standing around with signs being like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
preaching to the choir
Right.
almost.
But what I will say is seeing the visual of seeing that many people
Yeah.
who are making the effort and coming out and choosing that over whatever brunch plans
Right.
and saying like we are coming together to say like this is not okay, even though there's no purpose. The visual of it is so helpful because you see nationwide and seeing thousands and thousands of people, and it makes you not feel so isolated, because the whole thing behind this administration or any authoritarian government is that they want to isolate you and make you feel like your voice doesn't matter, or like your attempts at pushing back are futile.
Yeah.
And so I think the point of the marches is not necessarily to like do anything but show you the numbers and show you that you're not alone, and give you a place to be like, yeah, we're out physically. We're off of our phones. We're out physically. Yeah.
What was cool too was seeing it in Minneapolis, the big protest, and it was like below 20. It was like negative 20 or something. And I'm from Milwaukee, and it's bitter cold at negative 20.
Yeah.
It can be nuts.
Yeah. No, that's
So
been
seeing tons of people just go out. That was great.
Yeah. And
So
I
I think
think
you're
that's
right.
been the cool thing with social media too, with Minneapolis, is seeing the pushback, because the news is not giving us an accurate depiction of.
And that's why I kind of stopped watching the news, because like NBC, like them censoring the booze at JD Vans
Oh my
is
God.
wild. Like
So
NBC, like what are you
crazy.
doing?
Yeah.
You know, and then
Yeah.
it's like CBS they had that.
Well, yeah, Barry Weiss with CBS is like
Yeah,
in
it's
Trump's
just-
pocket,
Yeah.
inviting
Like, what
Erica
are we-
Kirk on. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why giving her a platform? And you know, I get a lot of my news now, sadly, from just like scrolling TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's sad, because I think it's because it's been hijacked.
It's sad I can't trust like a news network,
A legitimate news
Yeah.
to give me.
I love just the calls for more independent media.
Yeah.
And
Like Don Lemon, I think does good work.
oh, Don Lemon's great. Love Don. And like,
Is he
people-
still detained right now?
No.
No.
Oh,
He
okay.
was out for that same day, I think.
Oh, I thought he was just like in like a cell.
hanging in
I think he might have a trial though. I think he might be.
Y'all,
trialing.
it's I cannot believe
A journalist.
we're arresting
Yeah.
journalists.
I mean,
like it's the world we live in, which is
Yeah.
why it is important to take a stance somewhat. I think if you have power and you have a platform,
I think comedy is also so important because it might be one of those last forms of expression that's not exactly filtered.
yeah,
Right.
You know, no one looks at our notes before we go on stage and says, "Don't do that, don't do that." Oh, no, you know.
We talked to Jay Jordan after the Kimmel thing a few months ago, and we talked a lot about like
censorship.
censorship
Yeah.
and the point of comedy being to like poke.
Did you see Chris Gethard's post on Instagram about censoring, about how he thinks it's kind of cringe when comedians?
Oh, censor swear words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't agree with that, because it's like if you want your stuff to be seen, you have to do that.
Yeah.
He had his own TV show,
Right.
and I remember watching him and telling people like, "Hey, you can't swear. Like we're gonna get kicked off the air. You can't do that." I'm like, "But dude, then you can't turn around and get mad at other people for doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get what he's saying. Like, it sucks that Instagram, instead of saying fuck, you have to say fug.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Can't say sex, it's sex.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that, but that's not like we're doing that on stage. We're doing that for clips for social media because there's kids on there and they don't, they don't want the algorithm to
shouldn't be allowed on the internet.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But I think that I kind of disagreed with him. I didn't like say, hey, I don't. I just I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I just think if you want your clips to be seen, you gotta play the game a little bit, right?
Yeah, and it's so interesting having to play the game on these platforms that are also fully supporting Trump.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
like it's
What do you do then? You get off social media, you can't sell tickets, you can't work the road.
right.
Ooh, it's so complicated. Are you getting pushback from a lot of your followers if you post something political? Are there people
All the
who-
time.
Like, what are they
kind of
saying to
stuff?
you? What are they
Yeah.
saying?
They're like, why would you want to alienate half of your audience? Shut up, motherfucker. Stay in the train. Stuff like that. But I'm very petty. Recently, a guy messaged me shut up, motherfucker, because I probably said something political he didn't like on Instagram.
Yeah.
I Googled his name and I found his Facebook page. And then I went to a photo of him and his family, found his wife's name, Googled his wife.
I love this.
Found out where she worked, found her work phone and email. So I emailed her a screenshot of what her husband said. This is so stupid.
I love this.
I'm
I love this.
self-employed. And then I said, you better check your husband, and then sent that to her.
Good for you.
And then I haven't heard
That's
from her.
that's also harmless. It's not like you're threatening anybody.
not-
You're just
Look at the childish behavior your husband's doing.
Just imagine her being like, oh my God, what the hell is this? Then her calling her husband, did you send this message to this guy? And he's like, I have it right here. You did.
Yeah.
I love doing that stuff.
You're a little. You like to
I've been
engage.
spicy.
Oh
I've been
yeah,
spicy.
give me some
Well,
tea, Drew.
we've just been getting a lot of hate. Not hate, but there's a lot of angry comments on podcast content that we put out, especially if it's a hot button issue. For instance, we had a priest on.
But if it's a hot button issue, like a priest saying Jesus was
Jesus
gay.
was queer. So I was like, I'm
Have
gonna
you
make
had a priest say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily saying queer as in gay, but queer as in be expansive, think outside your mind is what his theory was. Anyway, it's a really beautiful reel. Look it up.
I would love to.
But there's a lot of queer kids who are very hurt and harmed by organized religion and at the hands of Catholic priests. I mean, it's documented. So from his perspective, I don't know. We've gotten so many beautiful messages from people who are like, oh my God, this gives me a more beautiful, wholesome, loving interpretation of Jesus.
And then of course the Bible thumpers are freaking the fuck out.
They love to do that.
And so I am
take
just
it.
going in and I'm fighting with all of them and I'm
You're
starting
really
with hello,
good.
sweetheart, thank you for being here. We love you.
My brother in Christ.
And
Yeah,
then
my
giving
brother
them
in Christ.
My brother
giving them
Christ is
my
so
brother
funny.
So good.
my brother in Christ is what Tim and I always say to each other. I love
My
it.
brother
That's
in
so
Christ.
nice. And then spitting back at them with scripture. And then also to call it the hypocrisy, to just be like, okay, they're like, you're interpreting it wrong with your agenda. And I'm like, religion has been interpreted for centuries and centuries and centuries.
Yeah.
Henry VIII literally just wanted to get divorced, so he built a brand new religion because he interpreted marriage differently.
Yeah.
So what do you want? It's
Yeah.
all about interpretation. I'm just I'm ripping it with new people all the
Oh, I
time.
love
I'm like,
that.
you're a psycho. And I will be making a reel or two or three. Especially even about misogyny. We had a woman come on and talk about freezing her eggs, and oh my God, it's your job as a woman to not have a career, and that's why your frozen eggs weren't viable. It's your fault.
That was her take?
No.
No.
Her
That's
take
what the
was
comments were.
Yeah, her take
Oh.
was she spent all this time and money freezing her eggs, and then none of them thawed, and none of them lasted through the and it. There were so many women being like, "Oh, this is so heartbreaking," and then there were so many people, and a lot of women too, that were like, "Well, yeah, that's what you get for going against God's will," you know,
And for choosing a career over family.
and choosing career over family,
Jeez.
crazy
it's rough.
stuff.
I mean, given that logic, then IVF is off the table. It's not part of God's will then.
The world hates women.
The world does hate women. The world hates gays.
So what's it feel like to be a straight white
Yeah,
man?
what do you think? What are your
Well,
Look at this pearl bracelet, huh?
Yeah, I kind of I'm straight, but I'm in tune. I like my feminine side. I feel
love
like
it, yeah.
as a male, it's fun to
Yeah.
It's fun to have a little
Marcus, you're not the problem. You're not the straight white male. That's the
I
problem.
love the gays.
Yeah, you're an
I went
ally.
to theater school.
Yeah, you went to theater school. You're good.
I was in theater camp growing up. I love the gays.
But wait, so when
So you do- yeah.
so you do get people.
You get hate. Do you lose followers often?
Well, so I'm not like in your face political on like Instagram or
Right.
TikTok. More so like Facebook or Threads. I don't feel like I lose many followers by doing that. I do get people being like, "Shut the fuck up, you idiot!" Like,
Yeah,
you know, I get that all the time.
Whatever.
But I mean, I don't even have to post anything to get that. I don't know.
I also feel like I've been seeing a lot of people, and this is how I've been feeling lately too, where they're like, if I lose the conservative followers, then get good. Like,
Yeah, who cares?
I don't want you at my
Great.
shows.
Right. You know what's sad though? A conservative audience is so fun to perform for.
They
'Cause
can be.
everything is salacious to them.
They're more loose, you know? Like, but I do feel like a lot of liberal audiences, like, I have some jokes that mention different races.
Yeah.
And I did a joke in Brooklyn, completely bombed.
Yeah.
Same joke in Manhattan, crushes all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like Brooklyn's is a liberal audience, much more so than Manhattan, even though it is
Right.
still New York. And so I think like, you know, I love performing for all types of people, but a conservative audience in my, like wherever I go, like these small towns in the Midwest, they love they love
Yeah.
the jokes and they get it and they have like Trump hats on. They're like, "You're a funny motherfucker." I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
appreciate it, but you know, I don't want to be friends with you, but thanks for laughing at my jokes.
You have a large following. You do brand endorsements. You're doing a lot of collaborations with other organizations.
Yeah.
Do you ever get instructions from them to be like, hey, don't say anything political? Or have they looked at your content and been like, hey, we want to work with you, but you have this XYZ political thing on your profile, take it down?
No.
Like anything along those lines?
Nothing like, I mean, whenever I do brand deals, they'll always have to approve the jokes before I do them.
Of course.
So they'll always take out any jokes about like anyone's religion, ethnicity, or politics. That's usually off the table for brand deals right away.
And then what else do you talk about?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my
Whales
God.
and boy bands, baby. Marcus.
Classic Marcus.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I get a little bit of pushback, but I've only done a handful of brand deals. I'm really particular about who I choose to work with.
Yeah.
It's interesting though what is considered political. Like I think about a show I did last year and they sent a list of topics that we were not allowed to talk about. They didn't want to talk about gun violence, climate change, the war in Gaza, or women's health. And I was like, well, what about men's health? Like, is that not political? Like,
Oh yeah,
that's-
why is that weird? I didn't even think about that until you said that. Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing where it's like,
Hmm.
it's hard. I think just by me being a woman speaking out loud,
Yeah.
that is taken as political, because it is. Because just me talking about having an IUD is considered political. I don't even have a choice just talking about just living as a
Here's the fun thing.
Yeah.
The Epstein files.
Let's do it.
I don't think it's that political because there's people from both sides on it.
We got Bill Gates and Bill Clinton.
I honestly
and
think it could bring the country together.
I think it is.
Could you imagine if the Epstein files brought the country together?
I am seeing, because Todd Massey, who is like Mr. Republican, who has been leading the charge on this.
Yeah.
He said that he was going to start reading the names. If Pam Bondi didn't release them, he was just going to start reading the names out loud, which I'm like, get it down.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you have been seeing a lot of people on both sides, really coming forward to be like, because it's a lot of MAGA people too, who are like, the whole point of going was like, drain the swamp. Like, we're here.
Wild for me to see myself in agreement on certain topics with Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
She said
side
recently that
world do we
MAGA was a
live in?
lie. But like then everyone goes in the comments like, yeah, but she's up for re-election. She's up for re-election. I'm like,
Yeah, but at least she's saying something out loud. True. I still think she's the devil. I'm not saying I like her and I support her and I agree with her, but
Agreed.
I mean, on certain topics, I'm like,
Oh,
you're waking up. A little
Candace
bit.
Owens.
Jesus Christ.
I thought I'd be
right.
agreeing with her on the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Oh my God.
Mind blowing. Like, how did we get
And
here?
Tucker too. It's also, a thing that we're not really talking about in regards to the Epstein files is that 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 6 boys are victims of child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that most people, like, the numbers are so much bigger than we think, and it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. Most people have experienced this in some way and are angry about it and want these people taken down.
Yeah.
And want justice for the victims as well. It'll never fix what was done to them. It'll never make it right, but
Right.
it can certainly help.
Yeah.
Justice helps people.
It
does.
It does. Just seeing
I actually, speaking of Tucker, I saw this clip of him where he was on stage with Roseanne Barr. And she was going, they're eating babies. They really are. They're vampires. You call me crazy, but they're doing it. And like 6 months ago, if I would have saw that, I'd be like, Roseanne's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, go on.
Roseanne, tell me more. Where are they eating the
What
babies?
do you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my wife last night. She's out of town, so we were just on the phone, and I was just like,
Hey, like she couldn't sleep. She was like scrolling at night, and she saw some crazy thing.
do you know there's like so much code in
Yeah.
the files?
Oh,
Like
Grape soda, pizza, jerky, cream cheese.
and she was
Okay, I didn't know
I
about
didn't
this
know
actually.
this. What are the codes?
In
What
the
do these all
Epstein files
mean?
is all these code words.
yes. They're saying like, oh, I want jerky.
I have a delivery
someone-
of jerky for
Yeah.
you.
It's
Like,
like how
you gotta-
people order drugs, except
Yes,
they're ordering
exactly.
children.
oh, I didn't.
Yes.
Oh my god.
But my wife told me
Now listen, I haven't seen this. She's just telling me something she saw, so this is like fourth-hand information. But you could probably look it up very easily.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go on the Reddit channels tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God, stay away from Reddit. But there was like how they call cream cheese because like babies taste like that.
because or something like, and I'm just like because they have like milk
eating
or something.
babies?
Yeah, I mean that's what they're talking about doing. And then there's this clip of.
Roseanne was right.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I just like you see this stuff, and now with the Epstein thing coming out, and all these people, all these clips, all these music videos, Justin Bieber's Yummy video where he's like eating, like there's like baby pigs and they're eating them on the table, and like there's a Katy Perry music video where she's eating like human flesh, and then you see Sandra Bullock on Ellen, and she was talking about using young people's blood on her face, and she's like, but it's okay because it happened a
Send
long.
these videos to us. Are they AI?
No, that's the thing. Like.
Are we unlocking a conspiracy theory here?
I scroll way too much, and like I've been trying to get.
You went down the rabbit
You went
hole
in.
here.
I've been scrolling to try to figure out how to stop
Sandra
myself
Bullock
from
is
scrolling.
at the top of the
Sandra Bullock was
I
talking on
always
Ellen,
knew it was
but then they're taking like they take
She's
Ellen's
beauty and she's
her
great.
sense. What are you doing?
We are also in with Sandra.
Sandra is
One in a million.
What movie is that from?
Miss
Miss
Congeniality.
Congeniality.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Isn't that
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Yes.
putting
cop.
young people's blood on her
Well,
face? Is
yeah,
that what it
so
is?
So Ellen was
Must
talking to
be
her about her
smelly.
skincare routine, and she's like, I take this thing that has like spikes on it. I think a lot of people use.
Yeah, that's like
But she's like, but then like a guy put something in there, and she's like, what do they put in there? She's like, skin or blood from like a really young person. But then she goes, but they're very far away. I don't know what that means. And then you'll see like a split screen of Ellen's set and then Jeffrey Epstein's island. And you're like, these look very parallel to. Pull it up.
Oh, this is full.
this
okay.
is good. Now we've
we've gone down the
And look,
conspiracy theory
well,
hole.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Because okay, 6
It's-
months
yeah.
ago or whatever, before the Epstein files dropped, I guess it was not even. It was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It would have been a conspiracy theory. But now it's like all these people are saying these same things in this email and all these emails. And I took
I
time
haven't
this weekend.
spent enough time looking at the
I
files.
went through the files. I mean, I can't say I went through all of them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
3 million or
Yeah.
something. But I did go through and I was like looking at stuff. I was like, this is nuts.
well, and also I'm loving that we're about to start seeing the unredacted files.
And the stuff they are redacting seems insane because
Well,
some of it
because,
is just
The UK, like there are a bunch of governments outside of the US
that have these files.
that are saying that they're going to unredact.
How do
they're
they
going to
have
release them.
files?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand technology, but I hope. Oh my God, that like the shitstorm. I can't believe
Can't
we're
wait.
like.
But Drew, they even said there weren't any files. Remember?
Yeah, I
Trump
know.
was like, there's no files.
There's no
It's
files.
it's a
Embody,
Democratic
yes.
hoax.
But that was after, remember, he got all those like Republican influencers to come into the White House and gave them binders that said, do you remember there was a
Yes.
photo op of all these like
Yes.
influencers and it said
Yeah.
Epstein files.
Yeah.
And they were like, they don't exist after they
Yes.
posted that stunt. It was like,
yeah,
and
body
there's,
was like, they're
the
on my
Epstein
desk.
death notice on the 9th, except he died on the it's too
Yes,
much.
yes.
It's
See,
too much.
okay, so you're the only one on there too. Don't come at me like I'm the
No,
only
I'm
one
not
that's
thinking-
seeing
no,
this
no, no, I
stuff.
know.
You're all seeing it too. And it's crazy. And do we post about it? You post about it one day and then people could turn on like, look, I don't care really people like the thing is it's so not I don't think the Epstein list is political at all, right? Like it's a lot of top politicians from the whole world. It's not just American politicians.
Prince Andrew,
Prince Andrew, you all
But that's what they're saying too about it is that they're thinking that like Epstein was a Russian spy now and that he was like Prince Andrew was like that Russia was putting him in. Like that's why this has become this international thing now where they're thinking that it was not only a pedophilia ring, but also like a government,
Whew. And then you go, then
There's a
like all
lot.
these rituals. And I was even looking at
Cream
Stanley
cheese.
Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. I started watching that last night because I saw, I mean, it came out in 1999. I think I was like an 8th grader, like a freshman in high school, and that came out. So like, I only watched it for like the nudity,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Titties.
you know, tons of titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some good butts and vag as well.
Great.
Wow.
Pretty good. But like last night I started watching it for like the first time from the beginning, like
Yeah.
listening to the words because boobs are so readily available now that like it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
But there were like some deleted scenes I saw, and there are people that are wearing masks, and one of the masks looks very similar to Trump, like in the seance scene, like where they're like doing the occult stuff. And like, I don't want to
Look.
get killed. I don't want to get taken out when I leave this podcast. So I'm just saying,
know.
like, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But
All right.
it's just
We're
crazy.
gonna redact all of this. It's
This
just
is
gonna be
ridiculous.
the whole episode.
I'm the worst person to have on a podcast talk about this stuff because I just see clips of secondhand information and I'm just presenting what I'm telling you. But I have
You're
no
like,
idea.
I think babies taste like cream cheese.
No, but I think like if I wish we could, maybe when this is done we can Google it and then we do
We
like
can.
a VH1
we
pop-up
can
video.
do a pop-up video follow-up.
Because
Pop-up video.
I think a pop-up video podcast would be so fun where it's
That's
like
actually a great
fact-checked in
idea.
real time.
Pop-up video.
That was such a fun.
Such a good show.
I
Really
loved
good
it.
show.
I
love
love
the
that show.
Britney Spears.
Sometimes I run when she scratches her vagina.
What?
You don't know this one?
No.
I learned this from pop-up video.
What do they say?
There's a part part in her music video, sometimes I run
Sometimes
that video.
I-
And there's a scene where
Sometimes
it's
I'm
Britney and she's
scared
like
of you.
she's sitting on the ground and she's leaning up against the car, and there's all the other extra backup dancers that are standing around her, but they're standing and she's sitting. So technically everyone's like bits are at her head level, and the camera's zooming in on Britney, and then over Britney's shoulder there's this one girl who is like digging for gold in her vagina, and like they just forgot to edit it
didn't
out
edit it
because
out?
nobody saw it.
Guess what?
And so it's this girl that she's just had an itch and she's
She
going
had
for
an
it.
itch, and this
But
is
that's the
and that's
edit-
political.
And that is
And
political.
that's political.
And that's the edit that they chose. I was like, whoa.
And that is political.
Britney's like, I don't wanna be so shy.
Don't-
Sometimes vaginas itch. Okay, everything's
I'm sure they
internal.
do.
My
Everything
favorite
is
one was the
internal.
Crimea River one.
I don't know
Justin
this one.
Timberlake.
Yeah.
Crimea River, because that song was like supposed to be about Britney cheated on him with Wade Robson, the choreographer.
Yeah.
So he had like little fairies and like little things that were like symbolic of Britney Spears because she likes fairies.
Little gays. Okay.
You heard it here. He hates gays. Sorry, Marcus hates gays.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's
We gotta wrap up. But we do have we made up a game for
Oh,
you.
great.
It's primarily just for you.
I love a game.
All right, so this game is called Good or Evil,
Oh.
where we are going to just very simply, you have to tell us, is this brand socially conscious and ethical, or are they evil?
Love it.
Okay, here we
Here we
go.
go.
So 3, 2, 1.
Patagonia. I'll say good.
Yes, they're dynamite.
Walmart bad.
Yep.
Target bad.
Yep.
Ben and Jerry's good.
Yep.
Tom's bad.
Yep. No, go back. Tom's is good.
Are they?
Just because they donate
Yes,
shoes.
they donate 1/3 of their profits to green initiatives and nonprofits.
I heard that the shoes they give away takes away people's businesses from where they're giving the shoes.
Fuck, everyone's bad.
Everyone's
Okay,
bad. Everyone's bad.
I don't know. Johnson probably bad.
Yeah, but like they fueled the opioid crisis. Yeah, terrible.
And they had a bad shot. Lego, I would say good. Lego's fun.
Actually really good. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Chick-fil-A bad.
They hate the gays.
Amazon bad. Nike good?
Nike's good.
Is it?
Yes.
But don't they use sweatshop labor?
I don't know if they do anymore, but
It doesn't matter.
there's a lot of gray area. But Nike's good because they really do stand with their athletes on social justice
That is
issues.
true. That is
Colin
true.
Kaepernick, they Black Lives Matter. They really step up. They always step up and
I think
make
they
sure.
also stuck
Yeah.
with Tiger Woods after that whole thing.
Yes. Yeah. Nike is a very socially, ethically conscious.
Go buy
company.
Nike.
But I think at the end of the day, everyone's terrible. They're all evil.
They're
But
all-
Yeah, there's so many starving people in this world, and there's so many billionaires.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I know.
I think we burn it all down.
So I know we got to wrap this up, but in closing, what do you think as a comedian or as a performer in general, moving forward, the best approach is to getting your message out in a way that is still true to your brand?
I don't really have a brand because I only have like 3 followers.
That's not true. I've been to your Instagram. You have more than that.
But I think that now, inadvertently, I'm kind of making my brand the podcast and the podcast my brand. So, I mean, we're being very political. And we're throwing a lot of political stuff out there. We're saying that Jesus is queer. Alex is calling people out for raping children. Like, we're pretty. I think we're taking a pretty strong stance here.
I love the queer Jesus. That's fun.
Right? Go listen to the reel. It's a good one.
Gay Jesus.
What about you, Alex?
My brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ.
My brother in
Where
Christ.
do you stand?
Where I stand is, I think you have to take a stance on the things that you care about.
Yeah.
And when I think about the things that I care about, which are making sure gay people have the same rights as straight people, or making sure children are not getting raped, or making sure women have access to reproductive justice, those are my stances. And if those things shut you down as an individual or make you think that I'm a bad person, then the comedy that I tell is not going to be something you enjoy listening to.
Right.
So politely, feel free to not follow me or not go to my shows, but don't shoot me in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Like that's where we're at. Is like, we can disagree.
Yeah.
Let us be able to disagree.
Yeah.
That's where I stand with it.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, I've never sent someone a message, been like, if they say something I don't agree with, like, you fucking idiot. Like, I would never do that. I would just keep moving on and living my life. You know what I mean? So it's weird when people attack you for pretty much a pretty good stand, you know? Like, hey, love each other. It's not.
Yeah.
Why is that so crazy to say?
Why is that political?
Bad Bunny is
Yeah, love
like
is more powerful than hate.
Bad Bunny crushed.
That was so
great.
good.
Yeah.
Together we are America.
Come
Thank
see
you,
me
Bad
on the
Bunny.
road.
Yeah, go see Marcus on the road.
Yeah,
He's
where
hilarious.
can our listeners follow you?
I'm
online?
on Instagram, Marcus Monroe, TikTok, Facebook, Threads if you want to call me an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm on the road, so come see a show, please.
He's the best.
Amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Marcus.
having me.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much,
fun,
Marcus.
Alex. It's been so good to see you.
Always the best.
Hey, thank you.
Bye, friends.
All right, bye, y'all. Like, follow, subscribe, and I don't know, unsubscribe from your Amazon Prime. Love you. Bye.